All right, we will get started. Once again, just need the towel with us today, bath or beach towel, but we're going to start here in this lunge position. Going to start with a hip flexor circuit where we start in a normal hip flexor position, neutral pelvis, torso upright, slight lean forward as we feel it in that back leg over here. We'll take it into a Spider-Man stretch, pull it back for a hamstring stretch, and we'll repeat that a couple times here. Go ahead, join me first in this hip flexor stretch. We'll go a little bit slower around one, speed it up after that. And from there, go ahead, drop it forward, hands supporting our upper body, pelvis coming down into the ground here. Again, still stretching that hip flexor, just a little bit of a different angle for that. And from there, we're going to drop it back. Hips go above the back leg here. Front leg extends, stretching down into a hamstring stretch. And from there, we'll bring it back up. We'll repeat that. Again, a little bit faster though this time here, trying to make it a little bit of a dynamic stretch, getting us moving. Also remember, if you have water, continuously sip that throughout. It's really important to keep these muscles hydrated as we're stretching them. Come on down with me to a Spider-Man stretch. Once again, hip driving down into the floor. And we'll bring it back. Back hips drop over that back foot, stretching out for that hamstring. Repeat that again. Lean forward on that hip flexor. Dropping it down, Spider-Man. And picking it up, putting it back, hamstring stretch here. We're going to come up there. We're going to stay in this position here. Now slowing that hip flexor stretch down. We're going to stay just in this position here so you can be a little bit more gentle. Be here for a while. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, go ahead, twist into that up leg. You can just pull your hands in here like that. That might help you stretch the iliopsoas muscle that runs up into the hips, into the spine a little bit there, in case you need to get that stretch in. Go ahead. We'll hold this one a little bit longer, then we're going to switch to the other side. We wanted to start more with a dynamic stretch just to get the blood flowing a little bit to these areas, and then we can slow it down a little bit after that. As we slow it down, remembering these deep breaths are being really important. It helps us get the oxygen to that area that we're working. We'll go ahead and switch there. And this, again, we're going to go through that circuit stretch, that three-phase circuit of a hip flexor, which you can join me in now, into a Spider-Man, into a hamstring, and we'll speed it up a little bit as we go throughout. So once again, neutral pelvis in this position, torso up, slowly coming forward here. And at that point, we're going to drop it down, hips down into the ground, hands supporting our torso up, Spider-Man stretch here. And from there, take it back, hip drops back on that back leg, front leg extends, hamstring stretch. Bring it up. We're going to go through that a little bit quicker here, 2 times. Starting with that hip flexor stretch, you can be a little bit more aggressive now. We don't want to cause too much tension, but you can feel it definitely as we go a little bit more on that stretch. We're going to drop it down to a Spider-Man. So once again, these stretches, as we go through more and more dynamically, should not cause pain, not too much discomfort, but you can be a little bit more aggressive than we will be in our passive stretch routine. Bring it on back, hip hamstring stretch. And one more time through with that hip flexor. A little bit quicker this time again. Drop it down, Spider-Man. And bring it back, hamstring. Raise it up there. Once again, normal hip flexor stretch here, a little bit longer, a little less aggressive. Torso or pelvis neutral, torso upright, driving forward. If you need a little bit more of that stretch, go ahead, twist into that upper leg. And I'll state this right now in case we joined in a little bit later, missed it before. We're going to need a towel here for this next portion of the stretch here. Once again, bath towel, beach towel. But we're going to go ahead, pick that up, and what we're going to utilize this for is a chest stretch, and we'll utilize it for our lats as well. But we're going to start off hands here on the outside. Just raise those arms up and pull it back here. You should feel it stretch on the front of your chest right there. If you need a little break at any point, go ahead, release that, and re-engage. You can go ahead, relax. You might have to play around with the grip a little bit here. I'm going to grab it about halfway. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull down with this hand over here. I'm going to stretch up here. We can go up, switch sides there. We got a V stretch here next. Once again, leg are just going into that stretch. We're going to be here a little bit longer. Stretching those adductors here, the inside of the thigh. Really just let your body weight be that stretch force as your hands kind of just fall down. Go ahead and engage with me right here. Again, as we get more into these passive stretches, really let your breath take over here. Nice deep breaths in, slow out here. Go ahead, let your head tilt down if that helps you relax. Go ahead, bring it up. We're going to reach over to one leg here. Stretching over there. Again, no need to grab the toes. Feel like we need to do that. Really just let yourself fall in. You can go ahead, raise up, switch over to the other side. Bring yourself back up. We're going to repeat those 3 stretches in a row here. Should be able to go a little bit deeper this time around than you were the first time, but go ahead, reach back forward into that V stretch, focusing on those adductors here. Every few breaths, as you feel ready, you can go ahead and try to go a little bit deeper. Go ahead, raise it back up, back to that first leg here. From there, bring it up, switch it over to that other leg. You bring yourself back up here. However comfortable you want to be, whatever position is best for you. I'm just going to be here in somewhat of a hamstring stretch, though that's not really the focus here. What we're going to have next is my favorite 4-way neck stretch here. We're going to start going down, tip it back, side to side here to end us off today, but we're going to start off chin down to chest. Go ahead, raise it up, head tilt back. Being gentle, we have smaller yet tight muscles that can happen here in the front of the neck from sitting all day working on a computer. So go ahead, pay them some attention, be a little bit more gentle here in this area though. And tilt it back forward, ear to shoulder here, stretching the side of the neck. Remember, these 4 neck stretches here, great way to get blood going back into the brain. Our brain really needs that fresh oxygen, those fresh nutrients that we get. So as much attention as we can give, it's really going to help us focus, help us stay energized. Go ahead, raise that up, other side.